Andreas Christensen's name reappeared on the training list today, and for Barcelona fans that single fact felt like a jolt of relief. Not because of headlines, but because of what those minutes represent: recovery, competition, and the fragile architecture of a squad that's still finding its balance. Christensen had been out of the spotlight, nursing issues and even missing sessions after feeling unwell, yet he slipped back into the group's rhythm at the Ciutat Esportiva, and in doing so handed Hansi Flick another, unexpectedly calm option in the spine of his backline. It's tempting to shrug off a cameo, but football is full of tiny inflection points, substitutions that change momentum, a reassured voice at the back that steadies a nervous defence. The 15 minutes Christensen got against Levante were brief on the clock, but rich in signal. They told teammates and coaches that the Dane can still read the game, still deliver composed passes out from the back, and still slot into the back three alongside the club's younger profiles. That matters because this Barcelona side has been remade over the summer. Departures, arrivals, and a coach who demands control through possession. Flick prizes defenders who are not just tacklers but ball handlers, game managers who can start attacks as calmly as they finish them. Christensen fits that brief the moment he's fit, and his return to training read as a quiet confirmation that the squad's shape options remain flexible. At the same time, there are unavoidable caveats. Fitness is a conversation, not a headline, and the training ground showed that reality. Two names were conspicuously absent: Marc-Andre ter Stegen and a young prospect, Marc Bernal, both missing the session that Christensen attended. Absences like these shift immediate selection questions into sharper relief. If the goalkeeper is unavailable, or if a young defender isn't yet fully cleared, then minutes that might once have been rotational suddenly acquire weight. Coaches make different decisions when options shrink. A player returning to fitness can move from being a nice-to-have to essential overnight. That's why those 15 minutes on the pitch against Levante begin to look like more than a warm-up. They start to look like an audition, a fitness report, and a signal to Flick that he can count on Christensen when the inevitable timetable crunch arrives. Beyond club drama, there's national dimension too. Denmark have reached out for Christensen's services again after a long absence from the national setup, which adds pressure and promise in equal measure. A call-up after 14 months doesn't simply honour a player's past pedigree. It underscores that he's back in a conversation that can lead to competitive minutes on an international stage. For Barcelona, that is a two-edged sword. International recognition can restore confidence and sharpness, but it also brings extra minutes and travel. Still, professional athletes measure recovery not only by what they feel, but by what they can deliver under pressure, and Christensen's re-entry into training reads as the first step in proving both to club and country. Tactically, Christensen's profile allows Flick to remain flexible. The coach can shift between a traditional back four and a three-man construction, where Christensen's left-footed passing and spatial calm help break line. That versatility will be particularly valuable in league matches where Barcelona must balance flair with patience, and in fixtures like the upcoming La Liga test against Rayo Vallecano, where rhythm, concentration, and defensive composure are often decisive. The psychological effect should not be dismissed either. Dressing rooms respond to availability. When a seasoned player returns, someone who has carried the weight of top-level expectation and remained composed, it stabilizes the group and eases pressure on teammates trying to establish themselves. None of this is to declare that Barcelona's season has been decided by a single 15-minute cameo. Football is a marathon of choices, and injuries, form and tactics will all play out over months. But within the first chapters of a campaign, small moments become storylines. A recovered defender returning to training, an absent goalkeeper, a young prospect delayed again. These are the weaving threads of a season's narrative. Christensen's short on-field return and subsequent training involvement has given Flick a clearer set of options and handed supporters a concrete reason to breathe a little easier. Whether those 15 minutes blossom into a steady run of appearances, an international renaissance with Denmark, or simply a useful squad resource depends on many variables. For now, however, Barcelona have reclaimed a calming voice at the back, and sometimes, especially in tight title races and early season tests, a single voice is enough to change the tone of a team.